Okay, what up, YouTube? Spiral out 90704 here. This laptop I'm recording on is a piece of fucking shit. And I'm just gonna get this video pumped out real quick, out of the way. Little disclaimer, I'm not saying it's fun, safe, or cool to do these substances. I'm not recommending that you go out and do them. I no longer use entheogens. I have not for quite some time, okay? So, in this story, I'm going to just really quickly remake this video that was on my old channel about the first and only time I ever took peyote. So, I find myself with a group of friends on a road trip in the Southwest, reviewing every site there is to see there. We stop at these dinosaur tracks in Tuba City, Arizona, because one of my friend's girlfriends wants to see these dinosaur tracks. Well, we end up stopping there. The natives were very cool, very humble. They showed us around. They got high with us. They, drank with us. And somehow the topic of peyote came up. One of the guys that had it was questioning me, what my intentions were, and I told him what my intentions were, and obviously, it checked out with him, because what happened next is they took us to this lake. He pulled out a bag like this, and he's like, okay, well, take as many as you feel comfortable with, or whatever you feel is right. I settled on 6 buttons. They tasted extremely soapy. They were really gritty to chew up. It was hard to choke down. Like 45 minutes goes by, my stomach starts bubbling, but nothing all too chaotic. Everything kind of starts looking like a little bit two-dimensional, and the colors are a little bit more vibrant. But that's it for like a real long time, until the sun starts going down and I lay down to watch this at this lake. That's when I noticed the vibrancy of all the colors in the world, and like how everything just had this inner radiance that was just radiating out. The stars were starting to come out, so I decided to lay down, and I was starting to notice the subtle differences in everything in the exterior world around me, like the stars, how they went from being these white lights that had this dark backdrop to just being multicolored spheres and this rainbow fucking backdrop. It was awesome, to say the least. And I started laying down and pondering, and okay, so why am I here? What's the purpose of this life? Like, how can I use this tool to better my life? What can I do? What can I bring back into the real world from this trip? And I started getting on the oneness thing, how everything's connected and everything is one in this life. And I noticed all the stars kind of converge into this immaculate ball and just spray all over the sky. It was amazing, and really, it was like really firm and really set my beliefs that we are all one, for me personally. And I remember the next morning came around, everything was just so amazing after watching that sun come up. Breakfast the next morning tasted so fresh. My whole outlook on life was just refreshed. It was like hitting the reset button for the first time. And this stayed like that for like 4 days. I was just so refreshed. And everything was just so immaculate. Everything was just so amazing. It was one of the best gifts that I had ever been blessed with. Before we left, we went back to those dinosaur tracks. I found those natives, gave the native a big hug and told him thank you for everything. I explained to him like what had happened and all that good jazz. And honestly, I still feel the positive repercussions of taking that cactus to these days, and it's been years, straight up. Like, there's just something to that. It was just so awe-inspiring and so beautiful, so amazing. It was just so calming. It was a gentle, gentle teacher. It held my hand the entire length of the trip. I don't use entheogens anymore, but, if I was to ever partake in anything again, I would probably want to go take part in an actual ceremony, like an actual peyote ceremony, like do the sweat lodge and everything, and not just kind of eat these buttons on a whim and just lay out under the stars, even though that was still extremely spiritual and cleansing. but I would love to retake it again sometime in the future, and just experience the true way of taking it. So yeah, that's pretty much the experience that I had with it. Sorry this video is so short, but like I said, this laptop I'm using kind of sucks, and this is literally the 10th take, and I'm just kind of tired of having to restart. So with that, I'm going to cut this video off. And like I said before, remember, like, I'm not recommending you guys to go out and do this. I'm not saying it's fun, safe, or cool for you. Just because I found it to be spiritual doesn't mean that it's going to be the same for you. And, you know your body, know your source, know yourself, and have a good day. Peace out.